Angel Reese is legitimately bad at basketball, like god-awful. One of the worst coordinated players I've ever seen. Just throws shit up and prays. They're treating her like a make-a-wish.
Angel Reese has officially reached a new low, and it seems her supposedly unmatched new team is already fed up with her behavior.
You always have to deal with locker room issues. That's just part of coaching.
In a surprising turn during her very first game, Reese displayed her usual stubbornness and resistance to adapting, which resulted in head coach Nola Henry deciding to bench her. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe my channel for more awesome content. Thanks.
I guess those bikini pics and half-naked videos that Angel Reese puts on social media, I guess that's not translating on television into ratings. Strange.
When she got benched, the comeback was on. What does that tell you?
By the way, when she was benched, the comeback happened, which clearly shows that Reese struggled to keep up with the fast pace of the game and made choices that could kindly be called disastrous.
Bump of a league is an unrivaled success, when the reality is, it's an unrivaled, huge embarrassing failure.
The so-called unrivaled basketball league treated her as if she were the next basketball royalty, but in the end, she walked away with her reputation in ruins. This was a disastrous collapse that revealed Reese for who she really is, pure hype with no real substance.
Angel Reese was 3 of 7 from the field. Once again, cannot get to that 50% mark. 5 turnovers, 14 rebounds, 10 points, and a big, fat, juicy L. 79-73, her team lost the game.
Thought Angel Reese was a mainstream celebrity. I mean, that's what the media keeps telling me, so how come Angel Reese consistently fails to draw ratings?
This wasn't just a loss. It was a glaring neon sign showing that Reese can't keep up. To make matters worse, Ray Howard, BC's captain, put on a masterful performance with 33 points, casually sinking 6 three-pointers like it was nothing. Meanwhile, Reese managed a laughable 10 points, barely enough to impress in a local YMCA pickup game. Angel Reese isn't the mainstream star she imagines herself to be. And to really drive the point home, BC head coach Nola Henry delivered the ultimate mic drop by benching Reese in the fourth quarter. Yes, you read that correctly. Angel Reese, touted as the future of the league, was benched when her team needed her most. Talk about humiliation.
Well, that is. By the way, in case you're wondering, yes, Angel Reese is getting absolutely roasted. Her fans, though, her fans are out in droves. Seriously. They are celebrating this very mid that she actually made last night. They're trying to claim that this proves she's been in the gym. And congratulations, she hit a jump.
And for whom was she benched? Stevens, a player whose stat line looks like a bad joke. 6 points and 8 rebounds. If you're getting benched for someone putting up numbers like that, you've truly hit rock bottom. But let's not blame everything on Nola Henry. Reese gave her every reason to sit her. Sure, her box score might read decently with 10 points, 14 rebounds, and 4 assists, but context matters. Those stats were empty calories, the basketball equivalent of snacking on chips when your team needs a full-course meal. High-pressure games demand top-tier performance, and Reese simply couldn't deliver. Period.
Reese is not the mainstream draw that she thinks she is.
Meanwhile, Ray Howard was playing like she was strategizing chess while Reese was stuck on checkers. Howard's 33 points weren't just impressive, they were a statement. Shooting 50% from deep and hitting clutch play after clutch play, Howard showed the world what a true star looks like. Reese, in contrast, couldn't even handle the basics. Missed layups, sloppy defense, and that cringeworthy fall on her block attempt. People are debating whether it was really a foul, but honestly, it wouldn't have mattered. Reese was out of position and clearly over her head. That single play perfectly summed up her entire night. A mix of desperation and failure.
Rose, BC head coach, Nola Henry. I know she's a very smart lady. She knows what she's doing. I think, there are some things she needs to clean.
And don't even get me started on defense. Reese's effort on that end was about as effective as a screen door on a submarine. She couldn't even guard a park bench, let alone someone like Howard, who was effortlessly shredding her at every opportunity. Howard didn't just outperform Reese. She made her look like an amateur, a JV player who accidentally wandered onto a varsity court. Watching Howard dominate must have felt like staring into the abyss for Reese, a brutal and undeniable reality check.
She's absolutely delivering on that double-double. That's right. Points, rebounds, and of course, losses.
Let's be real. Angel Reese isn't ready for this league. She arrived riding the high of her college success, thinking she could just waltz in and take over. But the unrivaled basketball league isn't impressed by overhyped theatrics. This is the big leagues, where players like Howard don't just play, they dominate. Reese is barely keeping up. Her debut wasn't just a stumble, it was a full-on nosedive. And honestly, if she doesn't improve quickly, that fourth quarter bench she warmed up on might become her permanent seat.
Finished with a Roses team-high 14 rebounds, 5 turnovers, 4 fouls, shot just 3 of 7 from the field, 42%, got benched for most of the fourth quarter.
Nola Henry's coaching choices set the basketball world ablaze, and Angel Reese was right at the center, flailing helplessly. Henry benched her supposed star during the game's most critical moments. Critics are calling Henry's rotation strange, but can you really blame her? Reese, touted as the league's future, was about as effective as a screen door on a submarine. Henry runs a fast-paced, high-energy system that demands agility and quick thinking, while Reese is stuck playing like it's still the 90s, relying on outdated post moves and brute force. It's like giving someone a smartphone and watching them try to use it as a pager. Reese simply can't keep up, and Henry's decision to bench her wasn't a mistake. It was a desperate move to save the game.
Said she's a below average passer. She's a terrible passer. But she's trying. You can see, like, her vision's there. Like, you can see what passes she's trying to make, but she just didn't make them.
Speaking of disasters, Rose BC's offense was an absolute mess. They committed over 15 turnovers, making it look more like a chaotic game of hot potato than actual basketball. While Henry does deserve some blame for running offensive schemes that seemed hastily scribbled on a napkin just 5 minutes before tip-off, the team's sloppy play was the bigger problem. But let's not let Reese off the hook. For someone hyped as a future MVP, she played like she'd never stepped on a basketball court before, out of sync with her teammates, disconnected from the game's rhythm, and giving no reason to stay on the floor. Her benching wasn't some random punishment. It was a neon sign from Henry saying, "You're not cutting it." Reese might look good racking up rebounds on the stat sheet, but when it comes to making a real impact, she's about as useful as a chocolate teapot.
Really, one of the few, maybe the only one I can tell that looks this way on the court, just like out of place playing a game they've been playing. It's weird. Way she got benched in the fourth quarter, pulled right out of this game.
And then there was the emotional drama. Angel Reese, the queen of sentimentality, poured her heart out on X after the game, expressing her love for Teresa Weatherspoon, her former coach and the one person she says truly believed in her. "You didn't deserve this, but I love you, teaspoon," she wrote, as if that could somehow erase the humiliation of the night. Reese's emotional posts about Weatherspoon were touching, but professional basketball doesn't care about feelings. While she was busy reminiscing, Weatherspoon's team, BC, ran circles around Rose BC. Reese got so caught up in emotions that she forgot to perform, and Howard handed her a harsh reality check. Her stats, 10 points, 14 rebounds, 4 assists, look fine on paper but had zero impact when it mattered. Instead of rising to the moment, she got benched, and that's what everyone will remember about her debut.
Turnovers, fouls, it was a disaster. Old for everything, as one person pointed out. In the fourth quarter, and of course, Aaliyah Boston plays for the Indiana Fever. Boston, she didn't have a great game either, to be honest with you. She didn't. So, Angel Reese went to doing some bragging last night. Growth of what? Missed layups. Yeah, her posting this, it backfired.
Reese was supposed to be the centerpiece of Rose BC, but if this is what she delivers, Henry might need a new plan. This wasn't just a bad game. It was a wake-up call. Reese must adapt to the faster, higher-stakes world of unrivaled basketball or risk being stuck on the bench permanently. Meanwhile, Ray Howard is solidifying her superstar status, leaving Reese struggling to stay relevant. The gap between them isn't just wide, it's an abyss. This game wasn't merely a loss, it was a public humiliation. Angel Reese has become a cautionary example of what happens when hype meets harsh reality. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark made a smart move by refusing to join the league despite massive offers. For Reese, the next step should be a serious self-assessment, because right now, she's far from the player people expected, and reality has hit her like a freight train.